Hello everyone, welcome to another speedrun video, post commentary. Excuse me, if you're new to the channel and watching this, not bad sound. The reason why some of these are post commentary and some are not is it has to do... let's turn that down a tad. Okay, it has to do with... I often can't do recordings, like say on the weekend or in the evenings, because, well, interruptions or my husband may need me or something like that. So a compromise that we came up with that works very well is if I'm up for recording more of something or whatever, I just do it without the microphone and I do post. I'm not a fan of doing post voice work, but I refuse to upload a video that has no voice whatsoever. You're kind of here to, you know, watch maybe what I have to say, or watch the video and listen to maybe what I have to say about what's going on in a game, or, you know, that kind of stuff. If you want to just watch the footage, I mean, like, mute. It works. Yeah. Anyways, this is an older one to some streams I've done on speedrunning this game, Dawn of War Dark Crusade, and strategies have changed. And you notice when I attacked, I still attack this land first. That hasn't changed. But where the Lord was, there was a turret there that's shooting us. I go attack that turret and then set possession to attack the base, because it has to do with the morale, the blue bar that is dropping. We don't want to get damage reduction. I also no longer use the warriors because they take longer to get to location than actually building the building to get the flayed ones, which you can just teleport there. Deep strike, actually. So, yeah, changes in the strategy that results in better times on average. Possibly the same time? Well, no, this is the biggest issue is when your Lord loses morale, or when any unit loses morale, that's kind of it in terms of the damage. Like, it's greatly reduced. You know, it's kind of frustrating. It's possible to do this map in 2.5 minutes, or over 3. I don't always get 2.5 minutes, just saying, but it can be done. Death Shroud, that is the first relic that I go for. And War Gear, sorry, not relic, War Gear. And that is because of it offers both speed and health. You're doing a speed run. Getting the Lord to move faster to get to targets locations? Hell yeah. You know? Apparently I did not bring the elite unit. I'm supposed to.
That human is a crude melding of flesh and metal, but it can
I only need one turret there for this to be effective.
Monolith. The scarabs are analyzing the human hybrid, but
yeah.
require more of
And I think this is kind of also early on in, I'd say, speedrunning of the series for this game. Doing 100% all territories. There may be videos of it, but there has been no official times submitted to speedrun.com. for this category, for any race. So there's nothing that you could look up to research. Nothing. There's no guides. There's nothing. The only thing that you could do is, at the moment, keep playing and keep learning, and that's what I've been doing. And I gotta tell you, it's a tough thing to go, yeah, needing to, constantly go, is this the way to do it? Is there a better way? And you just have to keep thinking, and maybe somebody has a suggestion. That they may be leaving a comment or something like that to improve a particular map or a strategy. I don't like the term strat. I don't know why that happened, but anyways, it happened. It has some just interesting reasons why I don't like it. Mostly because of the fact that I was dyslexic, or I am dyslexic, and the idea of just not using a word fully, like strategy, means the same as strat. So I'm going to use strategy. Unfortunately, just like I'm sure that will stick in the craw some people, but just blame it on the fact that there was that, and I was illiterate until I was in grade 4. Couldn't read a bloody word. Anyways, yeah, that's a whole other topic. But so what are you doing? What are you doing just sitting there? Do something. Oh, you need 6 of the whatchamacallit, servitors to pass this map.
Our purge continues unabated.
So I always take the airport because there is the advantage of basically jumping around the map and getting certain things and stuff like that. This is the order that I do things for the opening strategy. I take that small first land, then I call it airport, but spaceport. Jumping is a waste of time. Just saying. Like, at this moment, it's a waste of time. No, I shouldn't be. I've got this map down pretty good, I feel. Basically, the 2 monoliths, they start off as 1 unit, and then I split them into 2 units to handle the right-hand side of the map. The rest of the units, the rest of the military group, wow, brain. The rest of the robot undead things, yeah, that's more accurate. They handle the left side and central side. Left and central, so it works. And what I'm doing, just sitting there, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I am much more, good English there. Yeah, I am far more fluid in getting things going on this map, that's for sure. And the one thing that you can't take into account is the randomness of the fact that this is an RTS game. So that kind of puts a damper on things, or can make things harder unintentionally, but it can make things harder. Ugh. My ultimate goal in speedrunning the Necrons for Dark Crusade is to get under 2 hours. I'd love to be able to get under 2 hours consistently, but hey, if I can do it just by a fluke, I'll be happy with that. And I actually want to do all the races for Dark Crusade and attempt Soulstorm as well. I think that would be pretty good. I didn't say the focus of this map. You don't actually have a base. You need to destroy all the buildings. The only buildings that don't count as buildings are the ones that are built on resource points. All other buildings must be destroyed. And that's kind of what you're doing. Yeah. Now I am sure I will get to working on some models while this is going on, but right now I'm not. It won't be 40k models. This one is for another game. We kickstarted and it was a disaster. I'm surprised that we got the game at all. Not only was our Kickstarter, like what we had basically ordered, was so delayed before we got our stuff, that they had actually released the game in stores before I got the package. And yeah, there's an and they came up with a second edition rule set that greatly improves the quality of the game so that it works a lot better and it plays a lot better, and they didn't even bother including that in the box that they sent. It's basically, yeah, from this company, we will never support them on the Kickstarter thing. We'll never buy directly from them. If we happen to want something that they have produced, we'll buy it from our local store to support our local store. Absolutely. And if it doesn't end up in our local store, then we just don't get it. Kind of thing. Yeah, because we were very displeased. We had done this as a freaking Christmas present, and it took over 2 years to get the stuff. It was my Christmas present. Like, yeah, no, screw you guys, you know? Let's see. I'm gonna pull it out, just take a look. Use modeling clippers. Use glue. Read before assembly. I will tell you the name of the board game, and it's the AVP, Aliens vs. Predator board game. From, according to the copyright, AVP, Aliens vs. Predator, TM, and copyright 20th Century Fox Film Corporation, all rights reserved. So it's 2015. That's the copyright probably for the game that they got from Fox, 20th Century Fox. That gives you an idea. If you know the history of that game, you may know what I'm talking about. There really isn't much more to comment about, like, we're blowing up buildings. That's all that's going on. The monoliths, I guess, they move so slow, I don't have to babysit them. This unit, where I have all of the other stuff, needs to be babysat, needs to looked after, make sure that they don't get too far spread out and all of that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to look at the figures while this is going on. I have a feeling it's going to be a pain. I hate the company even more. So it looks like each piece or each figure, or possibly more figures. Oh, this is going to be fun. They put them in individual baggies. So there's no real instructions, there's nothing. Oh wow. The instructions that I have doesn't even cover all the pieces in the box that we have. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, this is definitely what I would call a failed Kickstarter. Like, we've had the package for a while, I just haven't really looked into the bits of it because I got all the other stuff in 40K School. And I got this because I am a huge fan of the alien creature. That's really it. Okay, let's look at this. Well, oh, we're almost on the map. We got 20 left. It's taking a while, and I have definitely improved on this a lot. There is someone I have streamed this a couple of times, and there's someone's been asking questions. Like a good resource, like I had mentioned, about actually learning how to do this. There isn't one. I've been teaching myself. And really, this would apply for all speed running. Practice, practice, practice. Don't get burned out on it, but practice, practice, practice. For whatever game you're doing, and that goes so far. Well, here we go. We got sentry guns, and there's no instructions. I'm separating out the aliens, the predators, and the humans. Okay. That's a big bag of aliens. Humans? That will definitely go with the... there we go. Yeah, that was almost painful to watch. Let's be honest, I have no idea what that's meant for. Eggs. Maybe I'll have that for breakfast.
Once a thriving industrial center. By the beginning of the Dark Crusade...
Okay, this one. We do have stuff to talk about for this one. This I have completely changed. There is no reason to build and do the actual purpose of this, of gathering however much energy it is. It's a little over power collected of 3,200, I think? Okay. That's an alien one. Now, I don't do that. You can win this map if you destroy all the buildings and destroy all the units. Now, I don't do split times as of yet. I don't know how, and because where I go on the map after a certain point is always changing and fluctuating depending upon what the AI is doing. So that creates an issue for trying to do splits. But what I can tell you in this, you have a certain amount of time. I think it starts at 20 minutes. Now, if you do the power route, you're going to have somewhere between 12 and a half minutes remaining, if you can get a real good one, to less time than that. I've gotten it where I have 11 and a half minutes remaining. It just went really badly. On average, so far since I changed this to kill 'em all, thank you Xena for that phrase, I seem to get about 16 minutes remaining. That's a heck of a lot better. And that's even if there happens to be two bases. You'll get a second base if the strength of the power is... Brain, thank you, please work. Is 6 or higher on the main map. If it's 5 or lower, then it is one base. Now, who's this? Ooh! Okay, is that supposed to be Apone? Apone never used a shotgun. Hicks was the one he used a shotgun. Yay, 3D20. And a whole pile of bases. Okay. Yeah. Also, this map, is very boring to watch, by the way. Very boring to watch. This method of the map. There we go. There. That's a correction in terms there. This method of the map is very boring to watch because you don't want to build anything. Warriors do not use... Necron warriors, the base unit, do not take power to produce. They only take power to reinforce. I'm sending in this Tiara to do something because it's boring. To just sit there. Just saying. Now, so you can produce them. They use up 3 population, and you only have 8. To get more population, you would have to capture a point and build on it for the Necrons. Necrons need to capture what is the equivalent to all the other races getting a requisition at these resource points. For Necrons, it's increasing the population of number of units they can have. And you need to build on it to register, if you will. So you're limited to 2 that you can summon here when you have a population of 8. And each warrior that you summon, the next one will take longer to summon, come out. So that's the offset of getting them for free. Okay, so I got this somewhat organized. Now, let's see, we got 3 baggies for the humans. It has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 humans and 2 of the absolutely awesome sentry guns. Did you know in the movie Aliens, the sentry guns actually fired? No, they didn't fire live ammunition, if you will. They were designed to fire where the bullets, the projectile, was actually wood, and at the barrel end was this cross piece of metal that caused the wood to splinter into pieces. But if you were to stand in front of it, it would still be a lethal device and could easily kill. It's quite fascinating. So when you're looking at that old movie from the early 80s, Aliens, and those sentry guns are firing away, they were actually shooting projectiles. Wooden ones. Now here's a thought. Vampires were real. Get rid of that cross bit in there. Now that would be a weapon against them. Holy jeez, you think about that one? Ooh, nasty on vampires. And for the predators, how many predators are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I got a special one that I wanted, an extra one. A female predator. It's something they've never shown in the movies. Is a female predator. Well, there's no reason why there couldn't be one. They've never really expanded upon the culture of the predator species. Per se, some of the later movies have a tiny bit, but for the most part, it's been comics that have kind of filled in pieces, gaps, and stuff like that. Yes, I'm that much of a fan. I'm aware of that. Hey, we made it! With 12 minutes remaining, I think. Now, which unit is this? It comes with a tail, which means it is Stalker Alien, I think. Tail and leg, or tail attached, one arm and one leg needs to be attached. Whoa. That's their flashing point? Oh my goodness. This is a nice easy one. Player 1 is on this side. This map is just divided in half, just nice and easy by that river. It's kind of cool, honestly. This is something that I talk about in the streams I've done recently. Now what I do is I do not select the building to attack. Instead, I select a spot that is right in front of it to stick the Lord. And when units come in close enough to attack the Lord, like those orcs there, the Lord will turn and defend himself and kill them. Now the reason for that is, especially earlier on when the Lord is a bit weaker, even on easy mode, it can be easy. It can happen where, let's get the melee stronger. It can happen where your morale ends up broken. This is a mistake. I didn't hit escape quick enough. And if your morale breaks for any unit in the game, you do less damage. There's no way I'm working on these units while these figures while trying to do this voiceover stuff. This is going to take so much work. Not because it's a really bad casting, but the way that they've done it, I have to be exceptionally careful and highly focused. Well, that's no good. I need light cleaning, light assembly if I'm going to do this. Now, the Lord that I have where I jumped over from at the bottom of our base into this open area, you see him moving across and then jump into here. I have not found a faster way to get the Lord into player 1 base on this map. What? Oh, Steam wants to update. Screw you, Steam. I'm busy. Although you are incredibly obnoxious, and if you don't stop, I will close all the windows. There, problem solved. I'll worry about Steam later. Haha! Now the reason why you take out the turrets is they do actually quite a bit of brain work. They do quite a bit of morale damage. The heavy destroyer is classified as a vehicle. Sucks at doing damage against buildings, but does phenomenal damage against regular units and troops. So that is incredibly helpful. I'm gonna have to take a look at this one. Now I'm defending. Now, you would think that defending is a really, really bad thing to have happen. Well, yes and no. The advantage to getting 1 or 3, in my opinion, total defenses for a run is that at 1 defense you get a war gear pick, so you can make your Lord stronger and that sort of stuff. and the at 1 defense and at 3 defense. Now there is one at 5, and I feel at 5, yeah, things aren't going so well, and it would be better if you only did 3, because you'll have 2 war gear upgrades, and quite frankly, that should be enough. Uh-huh. I'm taking a look at what they call the infant alien. You would think that to be the face hugger or something. No. Flexible tail? Yeah, this is just going to be a nightmare to work with. Using a flexible plastic instead of rigid. So fixing these and cleaning them up, it's going to be rough work. So enough of that. Chaos.
Shrine in the Deimos Peninsula. Lost souls summoned the Black Apostle.
Now, this one, I feel that I can start the attack against the final base. At this point, when I have 3 flayed 1 squads, not so much ready to go. Like, I can leave when I got 2 1/4, 2 1/2. I feel that I can get that going, and then I'll get a 4th one that I can use at the base for the stratagem to take them out, ultimately. Now, to that end, I do have to make sure that I have enough of a population cap, because right now I don't. To get 4, I need to have a population cap of 12 for squads. Now here I'm kind of doing a old idea of where I would pull the units out of there, like you saw them. I deep strike them just right by the base, and get them reinforcing, so that they needed less time to get the full strength and that kind of stuff. Not necessary. There is a certain amount of fear involved where you want to make sure you get it, so you overcompensate. That's kind of what's going on in some of these earlier ones and that sort of stuff. Okay, let's put this away. Excellent. Oh yeah, it doesn't fit like that, but that'll do for the moment. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. Alright, Okay, much better. So here, I like going straight up the middle. And by the time I get close enough to do a jump, I've regenerated enough to do a third jump or teleport, as the case is. What I'm waiting for, I don't know. I waited way too long there. So I have 4 here, and my goal, get rid of that turret, get rid of, like, there'll be a funny ring around 2 or 3 of the people there, and they're like powerful leaders and that sort of thing, units. So really, so I try and get rid of them. So now what I like to do is 3 squads of flayed ones here that are attacking the portal that you need to destroy, and then when the 4th one is ready, I teleport it in to take out the turret that's just up there, so it's not shooting at us the entire time, and then get that group of flayed ones involved in taking out the portal, and it's a little bit faster. Yeah, makes sense. Now, there is a bug here. Okay? This is important, or at least in my version of the game, there is a bug. To skip the cutscene, you need to wait until the screen is black and you hear a roar. When you hear the roar, then you can hit escape to skip it. If you do it before that, what seems to happen is not nice. Basically, it's a syntax error that causes the game to hard crash. Yeah, that just blows. So, yeah, it's very important. I would suggest that if you're going to speedrun this game, try that particular map that we just did, the Chaos Stronghold, and see if you get that same syntax error. If you don't, great. I don't know how, but more power to you. If you do, you know what to do to skip it. Wait until you hear the roar. I always wait until I hear the roar, wait a moment, hit escape. That way I'm sure. Because there's nothing more frustrating than you're doing your speed run, even if you're only 5 or 10 minutes in, and the game crashes, and you're like, oh my, you know? You just don't want that. Another defense. Now what I try and do is each time I improve the base, improve the efficiency, so I can get things out quicker or more efficient or that sort of thing. I mean, to that end, if I was able to build a second monolith there, I would be able to do one that is getting the flayed ones and one that is summoning in the Lord. And that would be very effective for, like, you know, the second or third defense, that kind of thing. But I'm not going to take the time to stall and make sure that's in place. It's something of, well, if I'm able to pull it off, that's great, it gives me a bonus. I'm not going to spend the time because I don't know if I'm going to get attacked there again. So I spend the time. The AI can completely be different every single time you play for each of the races. The only thing that, generally speaking, seems to remain consistent is how they are going to attack initially on each given map, depending upon what that map is. And what'll always be the same is the location of the enemy bases. Player 1 will always be here. If there's a player 2, it will always be in the player 2 location for when you are defending. So that makes it easy in knowing where to go, what to do. But knowing the number of the land that you attack will help. Nice. Will help a lot in determining how they're going to attack you and what defenses to expect. It just makes sense. Just sending my husband a quick message. This map I'm starting to loathe. I don't know why, I just am. Just share that, just yeah, come on, hurry up, pick up layer 1. That's what I like. If you pay attention to what the destroyer was doing there, was just absolutely obliterating any bipedal creature there, just taking out the Imperial Guard like they were a joke. Now, this is an interesting map.
Arriving on Cronus, General Lucas Alexander became Governor Militant and set about reclaiming.
This is probably the easiest stronghold that you can take out. Really quick, really easy. All you really need in terms of attacking the final base spot is the Necron Lord and 2. Just 2 squads of flayed ones. I mean, it's if you have just 1 or 2 elites. You can defend your base, and you don't have to deal with this. It's ridiculous. Just how easy. You don't need to capture that point to increase the population cap. It's not needed. Don't need to do this. It's like, I'm pointing out, you're watching this. Yeah, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. You know what you do? You get your elites just out towards the edge, because you'll be attacked by a bunch of things, and start production of the flayed ones. Okay? And send your lord away right away. Takes a couple minutes to defeat this map. That's it. What I'm doing is way past overkill. Way past. What time is it? Oh, good. So yeah, we're going to be finishing up. Perfect timing, so I can feed Sushi her bedtime snack. What we do is we actually break up her food, her wet food, into 3 servings. And she gets 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon around 3 o'clock, and 1 at around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or the last one of the day. And that's just so she's eating less at any one sitting, kind of thing, and it's supposed to be better for cats. I don't know, she's used to it, she likes it. If she's really hungry, she will come in here, and by God, she will let me know it is time to get up and give her food. She will even sigh.
I have the enemy in my sights.
I'm looking at the microphone as if I'm looking at you right now. She will sigh. It's absolutely hilarious. He will sit over towards like the foot of the bed on the ground, and you know, she won't meow, but just like, hey, Sushi, and she'll just sit there. And she sits there long enough, she'll just go. Seriously, it's really cute. So what I do here, like with 2. Highlight the 2 squads of flayed ones, get them to attack the heavy support, take them out, and then have them attack the base. You know, by that point, the Necron Lord is towards the back of the base. Morale has recovered, and the flayed ones are taking all of the hits. And just rip through. It's really fast. Now, there's something that I try and remember to do in the on the main map before you go into something like this and attack. Of course. In the lower left, just above one of the races, there's a little button there. If you click it once, it will highlight everything that you own. I think that that is a valuable tool to allow you to know and see what's left and what you have for map pieces needed and under your control. So I consider that to be a benefit in the sense. Wow, no, that's not there. It's a little bit down. It's the green patch. Anyways, well, it's easy enough to adjust, but whatever. I'm getting at is you don't have to spend as long to see where you need to go, what you need to do next. It's a little bit easier to catch that information at a glance and decide where you want to go without overstepping anything. I just got rid of the commander. Crunchy. Just munching on some ice. Turrets have a very low amount of hit points, so having the destroyer shoot at it is not a bad thing. Obviously, I didn't catch that. A lot of the units just stopped. That's bad. The Immortals do quite a bit of damage. They do not have morale. They're good to have on hand. Now, one of the best units that you can get as an elite is the Tomb Spider in attacking buildings. It is devastating against buildings. It's unbelievable. It's fantastic. I love watching like the health bar of a building as it's being attacked by a Tomb Spider. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Unless if you're on the receiving end of that. Now, this map piece, this gives you a increase in population cap. Now, what makes it really good, and something that you do have to get, so getting it earlier is more effective, is that the absolute cap number goes for ground troops from 20 to 24, and for vehicles, which that destroyer is classified as a vehicle, just so you know, because they're kind of unique within the Necrons, goes from 20 to 22. Just so you're aware. Now, what makes it very effective, we'll be able to see, we've had a population cap of starting out before doing anything on a map of 8. And if we want to obviously have more units then, or more population cap points to work with, we have to capture a point there, build on it. But by getting the one that I just got, we start off with, wait for it, I have to wait for the map to load. It's either 11 or 12. I think it's 12. Yes, 12. Which has a huge, 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 huge advantage of, for some reason I thought there was a player 2 there. I just go with it. We all make mistakes. Sucks in the speed run, but it happens. So the maps where I'm looking at, like, say for the Chaos Stronghold, where I want a total of 4 active units, Blade Ones use up 3 per squad you produce. Getting that there, the population increase, means I have to capture no points. Yeah, you see where the mind's going there? You're saving quite a bit of time. So yeah, it's something to keep track of. I am quite thankful that GDQ had someone do a RTS in, I think, the most recent one they had, the summer one. They did. What did they do? Warcraft, I think it was. This allows you to act twice in one kind of round turn. So it's possible to take 2 lands instead of 1. That would reduce the amount of opportunity for counterattacks where you have to defend. This map, you need to kill 140 of the enemy. What is kind of interesting about this is if you happen to kill everything, you win. If you happen to kill 140, you win. So, you know, it's kind of worth it to go out searching. Now, directly north in the upper corner diamond-shaped mini-map we got going there, there is a base, and to the right, there is a base there. Here, I go strictly warriors that I am producing for the simple reason of they're faster on foot. Blade ones can deep strike. That's their only real advantage per se. So if you have to go out and search for the enemy, you kind of want faster moving stuff. I mean, that just makes sense. Here I decided to use flayed ones and kind of quickly discovered, yeah, they're not as good in this specific scenario. Excuse me. Pardon me. It has been a long day. You know how I said that, like, in the evenings I typically can't record, so we compromise? Well, he's not home right now. So, I have the opportunity to do this. Earlier today I was feeling, quite under the weather. But now, yeah. So I chose to do this. Bloody grenades. Grenades are great for the Imperial Guard because they can affect knockdown. In effect cause knockdown, and that greatly assists them in targeting. Now, you can't hit a unit that has been knocked down, but that unit also can't attack. So you can get almost a chain effect possibility happening. So it's like knock down half a squad. That means the other half is shooting at your squad, and you're doing like you can see where it's going there.
just a few souls more. The power of the blood.
There's an example. We only killed 108, but we killed everything. Therefore, we win. As you can see, we're going another time before the other races who are left have an opportunity to do anything. And that is beneficial for a lot of obvious reasons. Ugh, pardon me. Do, 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 do. Da 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 da. Do do. Dun dun. Oh yeah, we're just doing some beautiful damage against these Space Marines. Now, the first 5 war gear that I like to get, okay, is nice timing. Is the Death Shroud, Death Grip. Death Grip increases your damage and health. The 2 upgrades for melee attack, just so you're doing more damage. Makes sense, right?
The Space Marines of the Blood Ravens
and the last one
entrenched in their castellum in North
is the I think it's called Death Mask. It allows you to see stealth units. There are 2 races that can use it a lot. Excuse me. One doesn't appear to use it a lot, and the other uses it a phenomenal amount. Get rid of that artillery unit. Whirlwind! Okay, so... okay, go take that out. And so the Eldar, it's possible for them to stealth their buildings. So it's good to have that on hand. Being able to... what am I doing there? Okay, no. I meant with the Immortals there. So it's good to have on hand the ability to see their freaking buildings should they stealth them. I have not had it happen yet, but I would hate to be in the situation where they do. You know, it's just argh. That would be bad. Just no. And the other is the Tau. They have they can stealth vehicles, some of their vehicles, and they can have stealth suits. they're basically scouts. Or at least that's the idea of them. And so it's rather handy to be able to see them. And in the stronghold, where you are fighting not to destroy the base, but to kill a specific target, there are some stealth units around. So it's good to be able to reveal them so that your units can, well, kill them. So they're not attacking you. So it's kind of helpful to have. Now, I must say, this one, I've had good things happen and I've had bad things happen. And this can be a very, for some bizarre reason, it can be very tricky for me, and I don't know why. So, yeah. We want to get to the base to destroy it. It's about where that thing is there. They have a crap ton of units. You have bolters here, you have Terminators. I think it's Terminators. Others? Possibly? Anyways, you have another squad around that is heavy bolters. Does so much damage. They can take out the Lord kind of easily. They can decimate your forces pretty easily. Unlike these Terminators, they are just ripping through the flayed ones. There it went well, but I've had it where like 3 or 4 squads have been wiped out, plus a Lord killed, and then they have to wait time building up. It's Erg. Death Mask. It is Death Mask, okay. This in how I approach, this is player 2, how I approach this map is a little different at this point. Generally speaking, I will get, all of my elites and I will use the attack command. Especially if the Tau have a high number and they have control of this map. And I'll have them attack just everything until the Tomb Spider gets within range. And I'll have the Tomb Spider decimate the base to destroy the player. Now, things are going pretty good in this run, and they absolutely all fall apart when it comes to attacking the Eldar stronghold. I didn't have a strategy, a way to win, except by doing the way that it was intended to get the win condition. Which I have been, thankfully, have been able to change.
When the tide of war turned,
and now I'm just trying to improve that change of strategy so that it takes less time. I'll go over that when we actually hit the map. It can be quite daunting what has to be done. But I think I have a much better approach.
That spawned you, monsters. Gladly, but first we must help you to yours.
I really like that line. I know I shouldn't, but I do. At the time of this game, I do not remember what edition the tabletop RPG was at. Tabletop RPG. The tabletop miniature game. Sorry. For Warhammer 40k. However, this point in time, the Necrons, their tomb worlds, as it was called, they would wake up and their goal, bloody Crutox, their goal was to do one thing: destroy all life found on the planet. And maybe the system that they were in. That includes single-celled organisms on up. They were doing a complete and total extermination of all organic life. The latest edition, 8th edition, I'm not going to say retconned it, but they explained it and they changed some things, and they made the Necrons, instead of kind of being like a mindless genocidal race of all organic life, changed it, I think, very much for the better in a lot of ways, to be more like other races. And they explained what was going on in the previous editions, if you will. The Tomb Worlds were waking up before they were supposed to, because they were scheduled to wake up in their history and lore, but they were waking up before they were supposed to, which was causing them basically to malfunction. And that's why they were doing a genocidal warpath of all organic life. So it was a very nice explanation in how we get to kind of present day Necrons, if you will, different than the ones here. For example, the voice work that's happening for the little pop-up for the Necron that's talking, that's not the Necron Lord. That is a pariah. And now pariahs were created by captured humanoids that they would basically take their brains, change them, toss them into this body, the pariah body, to and then control them, if you will. That was considered, when 8th edition came out, you had, within the lore, by the Necrons waking up, the actual leaders of various factions within Necron society, considered the pariahs to be an abomination. And so they were purged. The reason being, all Necrons are 100% machine. It was basically like they took a copy, a copy of a person's brain, the original race. I'm really simplifying this to ridiculous levels. It's not like this when you actually dig into everything, but it works basically for a very simple explanation. They basically made a copy, and then they just implanted it upon how would you describe it? Implanted upon a mechanical brain suppressing the personalities of various people, of the people, as the lower you were in society hierarchy, if you will, you know, royalty all on down. If you were royalty, you had more free will available to you. If you were, say, an artisan, there was nothing left of your personality. Thank you, car. Or whatever the hell vehicle you are. Anyways, yeah. Arnell is the person that you are trying to kill. And he just runs around, and it is annoying. I'll explain why it's very annoying in a second. So the flayed ones are unique. I won't get into that situation. That's far more complicated and in depth. But the warriors, the destroyers have more free will. The immortals have slightly more free will. The warriors have the absolute lowest. There's basically nothing left. It's totally suppressed. And the pariahs were considered, you know, abominations, like I said, so they were killed. And just like we've almost killed Arnell. How did we do? Did we get? Not yet. Got him. One of the reasons why Arnell is such a pain is if you knock a unit off its feet, the targeting is removed. So if it's a squad, excuse me, and there's still a standing unit, then you're still targeting the squad while you wait for the animation of the unit to stand up and to register as a part of that unit again. If it's an individual, then the connection's broken and you have to reselect that individual to be able to target the bugger. So, as you can see, that would cause a problem for doing someone like Arnell, who, as you saw, was getting knocked around a lot, and you have to reselect. Yeah. So sometimes it goes really, really well, and other times not so well. There we go. Doesn't hurt to have a little bit of defense if you have time to build it. This was a strength 2. Almost done? Come on. So it's a pretty weak pace. There we go.
Those opposing Warlord Gorgot's headhunters Green Tide faced the same challenge the Tau had faced on Cronus for generations.
Yeah, this is another map where you have to kill an individual and not the base.
We come for you. Death. You look more like a Yumi who needs some feeding, metal boy. We exterminated all life on this planet once before, and we will do so again. That was before me war got here. Now we the ones doing the exterminating.
So I'm waiting for the initial attack and to build up a few units of flayed ones because we're going to need them. When you drop into or get to Gorguts' base, he has 3 tanks there along with a phenomenal amount of troops. The problem is, tanks have that knockdown effect that I was talking about before. Yeah, the same is true. If you knock down an enemy, then you can break connection. If you get knocked down, your connection can get broken, you know, so... And when it comes to the AI, they have instantaneous connection. So you stand up... It can even look like before you finish standing up of the animation that you can be knocked down again. Yeah, AI. Go figure. So, it can be an issue. Dun 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 dum bum 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 dun 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 dum bum bum. Zoo-doo-doo. Da da da. A thunk. Something that I have been able to slowly learn, which is something that I never really used before, and that was more the shortcuts. It goes without saying, in an RTS, the faster you can use shortcuts, well, quite frankly, the faster you can do stuff. It's kind of a no-brainer.
What you doing, Rocket Rangers? They's coming for ya.
Now, there's a problem around here that there is a Squiggoth. How to describe a Squiggoth? Picture huge, massive creature on 4 legs. I know. You ever saw Return to the King? And you saw the giant how did Samwise call them? Elephants. The big, massive creature. That's kind of like a Squiggoth, only it's green. One of the strategies that I have started to do here, and it does make life easier, assuming it kind of goes smoothly, which it really hasn't yet, but can be better than this, which is very random. Take out the freaking tanks. And then focus on Gorguts. Here it's going great. Like, Gorguts is down into the red, maybe 10% left. Less. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, Gorguts doesn't die. Just letting you know. If you don't know the cutscene, Gorguts does not die. It's okay. He gets away. All is good in the world of the orcs. Gorguts is awesome. So all that's left is 3 basic land plus the Elder. Elder Stronghold. yeah, you know, it's like we have 50 minutes left, roughly, in the video. Let me check. Or, yeah. That tells you things go horribly, horribly wrong. Strategies change as I learn, figure stuff out. Things get better. That's what it comes down to. I just have a backlog of so many videos that I need to do voiceover for. I'm trying to catch up. So what I would like to try and do is like, do 2 to 3 voiceover, and then I can do some silent recording. And so that eventually I will get caught up with everything. And so because this is such a high number, I brought 2 forces. I lost morale, but I'm going to have the Necron Lord exclusively on the building and get the Destroyer to work on protecting the Lord. Rangers. Think of them as snipers. They don't do tons of damage, but holy crap, do they do morale damage. So you really want to make sure you take them out. Player gone. Gone, player. Go away, player. You're not wanted, player. Okay. Thanks, player. You're a great player. There we go. We got this one all wrapped up. All with a nice little green bow. Dun 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 dun. Just waiting for them to finish. Could you hurry up, please? Thank you. I really didn't need to spend that. Just saying. This is a great map. I like it. Player 1. Jump. Oh, hi, Player 1. It's over. You cannot do anything to get any unit there faster. Maybe the elite flayed ones put them into the monolith and teleport them over, but typically it's okay. Like, don't have to worry about it. There's a timer that you have to wait for when you put a unit into the monolith, and that timer, you know, it's so quick, right? Sneaky Elder. So we're forced to do a defense. Blah. But we do get our elites, which is huge. Excuse me, pardon me. Did I get the timing off? Yeah, hopefully Sushi will be okay. Because it's at about this mark. 2-hour mark. Not this mark here, but the 2-hour mark in the video. I should be going out and feeding Sushi. Let's see if I can see her from here. Oh, she's all curled up on her cat tree. Might be okay. So we're just going to do the wash, rinse, and repeat type situation here. The most important thing is to make sure that no rangers get at us to break our morale. Bingo, rangers. You can see destroyer there, just, yeah, it's a joke, basically. Lore-wise, destroyers, they want to kill all organic life. More of a all-organic sentient life, I think. I don't think they actually go out and hunt animals. That's a good question. Maybe I should ask that of people who, dig deeper into the lore and things like that. I want to ask that question of someone. I follow a few people. So, yeah. Not too sure what knocked him over. It could be the Harlequin. No, that was an explosion. No, it is a Harlequin. Yeah. Harlequins can be obnoxious. Oh yeah. There. Increase health and regeneration. There is no reason to spend that much requisition, but with only 2 map pieces left, it's not going to impact our final one. Come here. So sending those 2 out, yes, and the rest up to player 1 base, yes. It's a strength 10. It was a strength 9, but after we took the land and had to do a defense, it went up by 1. 10 is, generally speaking, the max strength for a base lane, a stronghold. For the AI, I've seen it go as high as 16. I don't entirely know how they get their numbers, but they get their numbers, and it's obnoxious. Oh shoot, our morale broke. Now I should have used the Lord as I was walking by there, to the south there, to take out some of that stuff. I didn't, and Now, the amount of time spent on if I had taken that stuff out would have resulted in us saving time here at this point. There we go. Very nice, very nice. So, the Lord can focus on player 2, and our flayed ones can focus on player 1. Oh, good thing we just got rid of that. I forgot that happened. It's been a while. That was cool.
Eldar rely on stealth and trickery where others trust in direct force and valor. An ancient and debased people.
Go there, yay! Go there.
You have come for me, Necron.
I am improving on this map. I have a long ways to go. See, we're at 141. Obviously, things just go horribly, 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 horribly wrong. How you win this map is there are 3 not requisition points, but oh, what are they called? I forget. You can't build on them, but you have to take control of 3 of these points and hold them for 10 minutes. And it's possible to lose, obviously, control, which will reset the freaking timer. Yeah, that's not what you want to do. It was suggested in one of my recent streams from awesome viewer. Thank you. Who asked what is the wind trigger to basically the secondary wind trigger to stopping the Eldar here. Do you have to destroy everything on the map? Do you have to destroy just a portion? What do you have to destroy? That sort of thing. And I did find out, I guess the way to describe it, it would be the, you got the diamond shaped, right? It would be northwest of us, that straight up part. A little narrow part, there's a relic there, and you can think of it as a V, and then there's this other kind of shapes in there. Oh, there's different elevation there, and that's where the Eldar main base is located. If you destroy the upper part and the next part down, all buildings and units and stuff, you win. You cause a win condition. So by doing that, you end up not having to hold those 3 points for 10 minutes and then have to worry about losing a point and the timer starting over. that is that's the path I take now for this map, and I feel it is far more effective. And I'm just trying to improve that combat to cleaning everything out. There's orcs on this map.
We was right to split off from Gorguts' lot. We're gonna have us a proper war right here. War!
Wah. So, yeah, and this technique of doing the actual intended.
We should use the squiggles
No.
on them. No, leave them be.
No,
The squiggles ain't
not for this map. No,
gonna get
don't do it.
frustrating bits right off of their feet.
That's my personal advice. No. You can if you want, but it isn't very efficient. If basically, and thank you again, Xena, kill them all, you win. And that feels very Necron-y, you know, just go in there and kill them all. So it fits. So why not? Oh, if you excuse me, I'm going to take a nap. No, I'm just kidding. So what am I doing here? I'm trying to build up everything, is what it comes down to. Almost playing the map properly. I still kind of do that, but I'm tweaking things. I'm doing things in different timing. I'm trying different ways to attack in different units than obviously what is happening here for efficiency's sake and that sort of thing. Now, something that I do like is to get the ability that allows your Necron Lord to temporarily change into the Nightbringer. And that is very specific for the purpose of attacking the super unit that the Eldar have here, which is called the Avatar of Cain. You basically don't want the Avatar of Cain. Oh, and the Nightbringer is immune to all damage, has a huge timer of being able to turn into the Nightbringer again, and can absolutely devastate the the Avatar of Cain. Completely devastates that unit very quickly, and that's precisely what you want. Pariah Squad. Yeah, get rid of that. Some of the placement of words, like the webway or turrets or whatever on some maps, they kind of are bugged. You know, you should be able to, for example, the one that we just shot and blew up, should be able to get in close enough and melee it. You can't. For some reason, it's registering as further away and you can only shoot it. Don't know why. Just is. Nod, smile, you know. That sort of thing. Just forget about it and move on. The Necron Lord and the Pariah Squad, which is a very powerful unit, taking care of things. Now I want to send all of these over here because I want to capture the relic point. I want to build another monolith and get it fully awakened so that it has weapon systems like we had on the map where you had to destroy all the buildings. Yeah, that narrows it down. The one where you didn't have a base, we were fighting the orcs and you just have to destroy all the buildings present. And you had 2 monoliths. Yeah, that's an awakened monolith, and yeah, that's a kick-ass super unit. One of the things that I'm trying to get into the habit of is playing this game, and the basic strategy that I kinda learned from playing it for so many hours and stuff was basically finish one thing, do the next thing. Finish one thing, do the next thing. No. Try and have multiple things going at once. You can have multiple units going all over the map for whatever you need. You know, you can, as I'm taking control here, I can bring those scarabs up to cut down on some of the time. Things like that are very important to speeding up the process.
Will silence you, sorcerer. Necrons.
By the way, there's also chaos here.
Has tricked us. Destroy these mechanical monstrosities, and then find me that alien witch.
There we go. Build that, would you? Great, thank you. Upgrade that so it does a lot more damage. A lot more damage. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. And so basically I want to have this monolith build before we're even done capturing this.
The bastion remains strong.
And already upgrading until we can get to the point of having that, and obviously the timing is not there for that because boom, captured. Yeah, there's a better way than doing that. I should be upgrading and just, as you can see, this is old play style and some of this stuff interfering with trying to speedrun. The two do not mix here, which is interesting.
Stop opposing you, Necron.
The analysis of your technologies is complete, Eldar. We know.
So everything where we are here, it branches out.
Without your webway gates.
There, you need to destroy
and then purge this
Everything along here, and then in the upper part where we haven't seen yet. All of it needs to be cleared out. As you can see, there's a lot of Eldar stuff here. So that's something, you know, trying to work on and improve and be able to get that. I think it's coming along for the technique that I am after of Kill 'Em All, so yeah, it's a start. It's a start. There I'm making destroyers. I just recently started experimenting with the idea of making the unit heavy destroyers. They are anti-vehicle, anti-building, which is quite effective. They do a lot of damage. So that's something I've started to experiment with. For the purpose of the speedrun, to wiping everything out, and it might be the better option than the destroyer, which is really nice to see. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. So trying to wipe all this out, like, get these groups. I think that's just about all of them for those 3x3 areas. Yeah, that's all of them. Now, there's still stuff that we have to clean up here. It's not a problem. For one thing, we're talking Pariah Squad. They are very powerful. How many hit points do they have? Is that 20,000? I think it's 20,000. It's a very small number to read on my screen. That's a little bit hard to tell. I'm just playing this in a player. Yeah, it's 20,000. That's their max life. That's a lot. You see, having three thingies. They have words, names, 3 tomb spiders, and 3 heavy heavy destroyers is probably the better mix. I'm even thinking that maybe with the numbers we can go 1 tomb spider and 5 heavy destroyers, and I think that would just be devastating. That's something that of course I have to experiment with. The destroyers themselves, no. I don't believe that they are effective for the purpose of building. See, we took that and they're taking it back. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. I'm upgrading, but it's so slow. We should have had the monolith going by. You know, starting to feel that it's wrong. Doing this wrong. Doing this wrong and wrong and wrong. Did I mention wrong? The prisms, the fire prisms there, they have a AoE effect. that is, it does decent damage, but it has a phenomenal knockdown. So trying to fight them trying to fight the fire prisms is very frustrating. So I'm just very slow in getting the stuff there. It's just so inefficient. And look at all those freaking fire prisms. I actually see nothing, just apparently a unit got to the top of the ramp. Oh, that's bad. Never noticed that before in this. Had to look at the minimap. Must be a tomb spider? Probably a tomb spider. Oh well. Have we captured that point yet? Yes? No? Because it would be great if we have. No, it's still. Yeah, just as you can see, just. Oh. In terms of speedrunning, this is painful. Oh, such bad choices. Yeah. Definitely bad choices. Our turrets will do decent damage against them if they would fire. So we're getting there. We haven't even dealt with this side yet. Oh, look at that. And there are 3 buildings up there that are vehicle production buildings, and they just put up fire prisms. It is brutal. Finally.
The Wraithbone will never
There it is, and it's a powerhouse. Now, what's interesting is something can happen if you have the elite tomb spider and you are making tomb spiders. What is interesting is that you can only make 3 tomb spiders. The elite allows you to have 1 extra. Now comes the weird part in the coding. Because, yay, and that is if the one that is classified as elite gets killed, taken out, destroyed, whatever phrase you want to use. If that happens, the game treats the remains as a regular tomb spider. So if you have, the 3 that you're making are up here, let's say, and somehow the one down by your base, the elite, gets taken out, what will happen is that when you go to get a replacement of, so you have all 3 up here fighting, it's going to count the, it'll rotate through all of the different remains of tomb spiders, and it will eventually resurrect the, or rebuild the tomb spider at your base, but treat it as a regular tomb spider instead of the elite one it was. So you'll, instead of having 4, or the possibility of 4, you only have 3. And you can, at that point forward, only ever have 3. And if you have the remains separated at different locations on the map, it's going to rebuild, not randomly, but cycle through the 4 remains. It's very frustrating. Dun, 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 dun. You see, now, like, something terrible happened. Yeah, we just did it really badly. Once we capture the 3rd point, which are these big points here, then, Brain, would you like to, think here? Because I can't. Okay, so once we get the 3rd point, the timer will start, 10 minutes, and then what we will have is just slowly trickle out enemies until we hit the 3-minute point, and then they kind of send a rush. They send the Avatar of Cain. They do everything they possibly can to try and stop you.
We cannot allow them to hold the gates for long.
There we go. 10-minute timer. The thing is, they don't throw absolutely everything that's up there. And if they did, you'd probably lose, even on easy, being all divided at 3 points. So, you kind of have nothing to do. You're sitting here, you're waiting. Yeah, see, it's stuff like this, and they'll just put out at different points, single units, maybe 2 or 3 units, and yeah, no. Now, I should say, the reason why I build turrets here in this old method is I did have a few runs where the squad, like, one member of the squad got close enough to crouch, but the others got held back, further back, and I couldn't see them, couldn't engage them, kill the one that is at that location that was bringing down the flag, but it registers that the full squad is doing that. And with no one around the point to actually capture the point, they still capture the point. So, the idea that I came up with while still doing this strategy to hold for 10 minutes was to put up freaking turrets, because then you can see stealth units and then you get a greater range. That kind of scenario is not going to happen. Boom. Never happened again. So that's just a little tidbit there for you. See, destroyers are just bad. And the AoE, oh, it took out one of them. Can we get you up here? Or are you just kind of stuck? You are kind of stuck. Gone. Uh-huh. Let's go repair you. Let's stick you guys in front. Let's put you somewhere else. Just a bad idea for them. See, I believe I was thinking, why not use them, because they can take out the squads easier. But that's irrelevant. You want the vehicles, especially with the method of wiping everything out. You really want to drop the vehicles fast. You want to drop the buildings fast. Why? It prevents reinforcements. You know? And if you get enough of the big guns, it's not going to matter. Also, like, they will take out the other units. The flayed ones will just rip apart those units. The tomb spiders do a phenomenal amount of damage to, well, not just buildings, like I said, but everything. Just everything. So we're at 6 minutes. There we go. I'm researching the ability to turn into the Night Lord. That one there, the fire dragons, they're anti-vehicle. That's their specialty. Oh, destroyer got taken out. Oh, darn. Heartbroken. Just totally heartbroken. I want to see if we can get a good shot of the avatar of Cain. Yeah. Especially if fighting the Night Lord. Oh, there are the scarabs. I couldn't find the scarabs. The turrets do a lot of damage to just everything as well. They're very good at anti-personnel. That's the word I've been searching for all video. Personnel. Anti-personnel. And, anti-vehicle. Itchy. Itchy, come on. I do know the shortcut now, and that is S. One of the strategies I have is to teleport up where the Avatar of Cain is, and as I'm teleporting from a safe location, I just start spamming S, the hell out of S, you know, mashing that button. And usually it can get transformed without getting knocked down, and then take out the Night Lord. Turn into the Night Lord, take out the Avatar of Cain. There we go. Yes.
Retake the gates, or we shall never.
Here we go. This is kind of like their push point. That's the Avatar of Cain, that giant flaming thing with the massive sword. Transform. Brings a tear to my eye. Such a beautiful thing. Two titanic creatures fighting as if it was the war in heaven. Reference to a lore thing. It's a win for us. I am going to wrap up here for this voiceover. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and there will be more to come. Hopefully not that long of a wait. If you are new to the channel, you can do the whole subscribing thing, bell notification, all of that jazz. There's also a few links in the description down below should you wish to check those out. But until when next we speak, please do be safe, everyone. Bye.
The Eldar had come to Cronus specifically to face the Necrons, and when the Deathless Army marched into Tyria, they got their chance. For all the lauded foresight of their Farseer, by the end of the Dark Crusade, Cronus was a tomb world once more. Just as the marching Necron armies cut down all their opponents, so did other fiendish devices work on the planet's very ecosystem. Scarab swarms scoured the lush jungles of the south and the fertile plains of the north, while pulses of loathsome energy killed even microscopic bacteria. The seas died and the air itself became rarefied and poisoned. Soon, sterile sand and dust swept across the Cronusian landscape, broken only by black monuments to the Nightbringer. Cronus became the black heart of the Necron purge in the eastern edge of the galaxy. Warriors emerging from the monoliths of Cronus would bring death to worlds across the Tau Empire, the domains of Ultramar, and many more sectors. Imperial strike fleets, Tau battle formations, and Eldar raiding teams would all try to retake Cronus, only to fall before the huge crypt vessels protecting the Tomb World from orbit. Each heroic effort only added more deaths to the Nightbringer's tally.